Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our morning edition. This is Gashi's Kamen. Rigathi Gachagua has continued to confound friends and foes. Rigathi Gachagua question is raising many questions than answers. Let me start by asking you a number of questions. Rigathi Gachagua has been on the campaign trail, working day and night with one mission, to send William Samoei Ruto's home. But he has not told us whether he is going to vie for the presidency or whether he is going to deputize any of the leading opposition candidates. And when I talk of the leading opposition candidates, I talk of Stephen Kalonzo, Fred Okengo Matiang'i, Eugene Wamalwa, Natebea, among others. What do you think? What is his game plan? In this video, I want to give you the number of options. Then I will reveal to you guys a top secret that Gachagua, with one of the opposition leaders, hold so dearly in their hearts. And if you're joining this channel for the first time, you can take that 1 second and subscribe to this channel. And those of you who have been commenting, liking a video, sharing, know from the bottom of our heart, we are very, very grateful. For those of you who have decided to become channel members, know that we are very, very grateful. And I ask members, other viewers, actually to join this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, can Rigathi Gachagua be a presidential candidate? If you were to vie for the presidency, would you vote for him? Or what is your name? How do you advise Rigathi Gachagua? Because you cannot tell me that somebody can wake up every day, spend his money, campaign, and then just sit like that. And if you look at Rigathi Gachagua, he has been the deputy president. If you look at Rigathi Gachagua, there are some things that would not work for him. One, Rigathi Gachagua cannot join Ruto. So that one is an X. He can never ever join William Samoei Ruto's party. He has his own party, DCP, that is becoming popular every day. So what is the work of a political party? Any political party aims is to grab or win power. And how does Gachagua hope to win power? Is he going to be a presidential candidate? When you look at the atmosphere, the political atmosphere, there is a consensus about Rigathi Gachagua that Rigathi Gachagua is going to support one of the leading presidential candidates. He can decide to support Rigathi Gachagua can decide to support any of his allies, and you know them by their names. Then, when you look at Rigathi Gachagua, one thing is very clear, that he is likely to have the majority of members of parliament, both in the Senate, the county assemblies, and the National Assembly. So that is one way he is going to win power. And anybody would like to work with Rigathi Gachagua. Remember, the government has 3 arms of the government: the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. So Gachagua most likely is going to have the legislature in his arms. And any president is very, very happy, would be very, very happy that is, to work with Rigathi Gachagua. Somebody who is controlling the arm of the body that is making laws, that is amending laws, that is oversighting the executive and others. So what does Gachagua want? So let me tell you something, that Gachagua is going to be somebody's deputy. Take it to the bank or leave it. He is not going to be a presidential candidate. He is not going to be a cabinet secretary. He is going to be somebody's running mate. And who is this person? I want you to look at Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Do you think Rigathi Gachagua can deputize Fred Okengo Matiang'i? Can they work together? When you look at them, is there a chemistry between the two? Are they that close when you look at them? Although, when it comes to winning power, it is not actually dancing to the bride. It is just winning power. And there are no permanent enemies in politics. But when you look at Fred Okengo Matiang'i and Rigathi Gachagua, I find it hard to believe that Rigathi Gachagua can actually agree to deputize Okengo Matiang'i. That's number one. He cannot deputize somebody like, say, Natebea. He can't. You know, these guys, if you look at Natebea and Rigathi Gachagua, there's a lot of similarities. The fact that both of them worked in the provincial administration, the fact that they were in the grassroots, you see that they are both mobilizers, they are both abrasive, they are good orators, and they understand the politics of this country so well. Rigathi Gachagua cannot deputize Eugene Wamalwa. Though politics is just about winning power, you cannot tell me Gachagua will come with about 4-point-something million votes, and then he sits down there and watch you and give you like that. He can't. And that is why William Samoei Ruto agreed to make him the deputy president, because of a number of things. So, Rigathi Gachagua, and this is the revelation now, Rigathi Gachagua and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka have a secret pact. Rigathi Gachagua is going to deputize Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka cannot give way to Fred Okengo Matiang'i. If you look at Rigathi Gachagua and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, they have a rapport. Again, when you look at them, you agree with me, the fact that both of them had been deputy president. Gachagua was a deputy president of William Samoei Ruto. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was a vice president. So Gachagua will not be stooping too low. He will not be stooping too low, because he will be deputizing a senior person who, Gachagua and Kalonzo were in Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi's government. They were there. And what I know is that they had a good working relationship. So some of us have been asking, why do these guys seem to be working together? Why do they seem to be very close? Why do they seem to have a rapport? Why do they say that's a good rapport? Why do they seem to have a good chemistry? It is because they were in Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi's government. And what they are doing, they are trying to mobilize other people to join them. And once they join them, Gachagua is going to endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka as the presidential candidate. And Kalonzo will come with his more than 2 million votes. Gachagua will come with his 4-point-something million votes. That is more than 6 million votes. And what they need is just top up. Just top up. And what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wants is Matiang'i. But if you look at those guys who are very close to Rigathi Gachagua, some of them have been saying that Rigathi Gachagua should contest the presidency. But Gachagua understands very clearly that he would not attract many votes outside Mount Kenya region than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. The reason, Rigathi Gachagua, the way he used to talk about shares, the way he used to talk about government of shares, he would actually not attract many votes, especially from, say, Nyanza. People not be very, very comfortable voting for him, and some people in the coast. Unlike Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who was Raila Amolo Odinga's running mate, who was Mwai Kibaki's vice president, who was in Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi's government. So they understand very, very clearly that if Kalonzo is the presidential candidate and William Samoei Ruto, the opposition person, that is the second horse, I think Kalonzo will have it. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? That is the secret. Are they going to win? Are they going to win? Chances are extremely high. But what they need to do is to bring the Luhya nation. In fact, it will be easier if Natebea or Okiya Mtata is the running mate for Kalonzo, and then Nadi pushes them all the way to State House. But because politics is just about winning power, I doubt if Matiang'i is going to work with them. Even Matiang'i will go all the way. In the next video, we are going to look at how Kalonzo Musyoka and Gachagua are going to compete against Uhuru Kenyatta and Fred Okengo Matiang'i and William Samoei Ruto. A very horse race to see. We are going to see how the results are likely to be. But in the meantime, Kalonzo is the man to beat. What is your take? Have a blessed day, and please remember to like the video and share. Bye-bye.